Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Om. Salutations to Bhagavan Ramakrishna. Before we go in to the life of Golap Ma, beautiful rose. That's the meaning of the word. Let us close our eyes for a few moments and think of that imperishable reality which exists in all beings. In the cave of the heart, think of that reality as luminous. Om, peace, peace, peace. That imperishable reality within is the goal of all human beings and all beings. Golap Ma, Holy Mother's guardian. As we concluded our first part last Friday and said that she was extremely outspoken and she freely expressed her opinions, unmindful of persons, place, things. Generally, we are cautious about what we speak and to whom, but she wasn't that kind. And from time to time, she also said things to Holy Mother. But Holy Mother knew her, and her heart was just unclouded. There was no malice in her heart. So even if the words seemed harsh, Mother could detect that it was not meant to hurt. Many a times when we say things, and especially when we speak the truth, it is more educative than anything. But people don't want to be educated, you see. They put all these defenses up. And so, though she was like that, she hadn't a sensitive ego. That made things easy. But the other devotees would criticize her behind her back, and she was often misunderstood. They used to go and tell the master, Sri Ramakrishna, this devotee of yours creates a big confusion with her harsh words at times. And Sri Ramakrishna used to not reply to their complaints. But what he used to do is, he used to appear in her dreams and tell her, see, you said these words to that person. That person felt hurt. And you said you love that person loves you, but that person said this against you. And sometimes it used to go the whole night. He's saying, the whole night I would see the master in my dreams. So the criticisms of people would not enter my ears. So what a wonder. anybody complaining against her to the master. The master used to instruct her via her dreams. So this was the master's way of trying to sensitize her. But she was, as you know, she wasn't easily amenable to even Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. So one time, he says, there's another devotee. Manmohan's mother remarked the other day, Golap Ma is telling Holy Mother, that the master is such a perfect example of renunciation. It does not look well that you adorn yourself with so many ornaments. Mother used to wear these ornaments. And the Holy Mother immediately, she removed all her other jewelry, but kept these two bracelets. So Yogin Ma, whom we had seen in the last series, she came and said, you shouldn't do that. Don't listen to Golap Ma. But Mother never wore those ornaments again. And in Sri Ramakrishna, he came to know this. He scolded her. He told Golap Ma, it is I who arranged that jewelry for her. Her name is Sharda. She is Saraswati. That's the goddess of learning and wisdom. That is why she loves to adorn herself. He once told Golap Ma also about Holy Mother's nature. She is Sharda. She is Saraswati. She has assumed a human body to impart wisdom to people. But she has hidden her celestial beauty, lest people, by looking at her, should not pollute their minds with sinful thoughts. So even after this, she used to mean insensitive. It's not insensitive. What I mean, she was living that truth. Truth was not something separate from her. And because she lived that life, speaking the truth was natural. But the scriptures also say, you must speak the truth, but you must speak it in a way that's loving. And it won't hurt anybody. And if you have to say something that will hurt, might as well keep quiet. Don't speak about it. Sri Ramakrishna, and because she was so devoted to Sri Ramakrishna also visited a house in Calcutta. One time she says, the master's pain in the throat had increased. So Golap Ma said, there's a nice doctor in Calcutta. Why don't we go to see him? And Sri Ramakrishna was very pleased. Okay, yeah, let's go. So they all go by boat. And they were returning. And on the way back, they were all hungry. So, and the boat was also, you can say, on the Ganges, and accompanying the master also was the 2 or 3 disciples, Swami Adbhutananda and Swami Abhedananda, before they took monastic vows. And Golap Ma also was there. So on the way back, they felt hungry. The master inquired if anybody has some money, any money. None, but Golap Ma had a few coins, a few cents rather. So Sri Ramakrishna pulled the boat up to the bank, and he asked Swami Abhedananda to go up and buy something. So Abhedananda goes and buys some food stuff, some sweets or something. And he brings it and gives it to Sri Ramakrishna. The boat departs. And you know, Sri Ramakrishna, he kept on eating the whole packet of sweets or whatever. And all of the 3 of them, they are looking at him. Whew. Generally, that was not the case with Sri Ramakrishna. He used to eat a little and then give it as prasad. This time, he ate everything. And after he ate, you could see their faces. They were all hungry. And then he takes a sip of the Ganges water, he drinks, and then nicely he says, now I am satisfied. as the master declared his satisfaction, saying, the hunger of all the three immediately vanished. Reminds me of a verse it's a very well-known verse. It's always uttered at the end of a puja or a sacrifice, or anything when you do anything auspicious, or anything rather. So he's saying, Priyatam Pundarikaksha Sarva Yagneshwaro Hari Tasmin Tushte Jagat Tushte Prinite Prinitam Jagat. So it means salutations to Hari, the lotus-eyed one, the Lord of all sacrifices, who is pleased with all sacrifices. And he being pleased, the whole world is pleased. When God is satisfied, the whole world is satisfied. This authenticates this verse. Amazing. So she was meticulous, of course. And she had taken charge of all the cooking when Sri Ramakrishna had shifted to Shampukur in Calcutta for his treatment. And once again, she says, Sri Ramakrishna has come away from Dakshineshwar to Shampukur, probably because he is not very happy with Holy Mother. And when Holy Mother heard this, she came to Shampukur and Calcutta with tears in her eyes. And then saying, what you said, what Golap Ma said, is it true? He called Golap Ma and scolded her. And he said, by that time Holy Mother had left. So he asked, go back and apologize. And she did that. She immediately walked all the way to Dakshineshwar. He burst into tears and implored the Holy Mother to forgive her. It was impossible for Holy Mother to harbor ill feelings. And there it was. And Mother just patted her on the back. So, Mother lived with all types of people. Some of her relatives were crazy people, half crazy. She adjusted with everybody, and Golap Ma is just a walkover kind of. It's not difficult. So she used to, her mind was extremely pure. One time, she served Holy Mother for 36 years. It's not easy. It's absolutely just impossible to live with somebody like Holy Mother, with that height of spirituality. They knew who she was. Because, like Sri Ramakrishna had told us, she is that Saraswati, she is that goddess. In one of her Vespers hymns, the last hymn, which is from the Devi Mahatmyam, the Chandi, thou projectest, thou sustain it, and withdraws the universe back to thyself. She was a great power, she was a great goddess. They knew who she was. And yet, with that knowledge, to serve such a person, it's extremely, an avatar is extremely difficult. So she was an excellent cook, and she was very, you can say, meticulous in all her work. She accompanied Holy Mother to all her pilgrim places that Holy Mother visited. In Devgarh, Puri, Prayag, Haridwar, etc. She went to Jairambati, Kamarpukur. And Holy Mother says, I can't go anywhere without Golap. I feel secure when she is with me. And when she used to accompany Holy Mother, she used to always walk 1 or 2 steps in front of the Holy Mother. Just diagonally, of course. And Holy Mother used to walk just a few steps behind her. She is the leader, and she is the dominant, you can say. The alpha female, she's taking charge of everything. And she used to even scold Swami Brahmananda, and I was saying, whenever she has returned from a long journey, Holy Mother, and the disciples want to make pranam, saying, what kind of devotion? Holy Mother is so tired. She is from a long journey, and you show such devotion here. And how can I control every other people? And Raja Maharaj, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Premananda, they were great spiritual giants. Even they used to kind of retract from. But as we've seen, her life was something like her daily routine. She used to wake up before 4 o'clock in the morning, and after a few ablutions, she used to sit down at around 4 o'clock for meditation, and she used to do japa and meditation for 3 hours or sometimes more. Then she would go to the shrine and salute the Master and Holy Mother. Then she would go to the storeroom, get all the vegetables out for the day's cooking. Then she used to accompany Holy Mother to take a bath in the Ganges. She used to bring that water, Ganges water. She used to again cut those vegetables for the worship. And she used to also help in cooking. She used to make roll 100 betel leaves a day. And that speaks about how concentrated and how dexterous her fingers and a concentrated mind she had. If I could do 10, I would be very happy. And she used to do 100. So she used to do the worship, and after the worship was over, she used to keep the prasad for Mother and distribute it to the monks, serve it to the monks and the staff and the devotees. Then she used to take a little rest and then read the Ramayana or Swami Vivekananda's books or something like that, and the Gita. And she was never inactive. She was constantly busy. So stitching, mending clothes, torn clothes, etc. And later on, she used to, in the evening, she used to talk to the Holy Mother or visit a neighbor, a devotee, return, and in time for the Vespers, she used to do the Vespers and again sit down to meditate till 9. And then she used to serve food for everybody. Her eyes and were everywhere. She knew every detail of everything, what is there in the house. If somebody misplaced something, she knew where it was. And if somebody kept their clothes in a different place, she used to take it, wash it, and keep it in the right place. Clean the utensils and worship vessels. She would not stand any kind of wastage. In the vegetable peelings, we generally put it compost. She used to take it and feed it to the cows. And even things that can be used as fuel, she used to dry it, like the squeezed sugarcane or even orange peels. She used to keep it, dry it, and use it as fuel. She never wasted anything. She was also very generous. She got a few, you can say, rupees. That is, in those days, it was 10 rupees, which her grandson had kept as an allowance for his grandmother. So half she used to give it to the office, to the place where she was living, Udbodhan office, and half she used to spend on her. And on her means she used to give in charity to any beggar who came. She used to give free treatment to people, and she got joy in serving others. She herself never used to accept any service. Her mind was always very pure. And Holy Mother also says she was a supervisor, and she protected Holy Mother from all types of devotees, temperamental devotees, one time it was warm and Holy Mother was sitting down in a kind of a chadar, that is a shawl. She used to never unveil herself. So Golap Ma saw a devotee had come and he was sitting there in front of Holy Mother, and Holy Mother was completely covered like this. And he is doing the pranayama and all these mudras and these gesticulations and meditating. Holy Mother says, "What's this?" She catches him by the scruff and pulls him. What do you think? This is the wooden image that you are trying to infuse your prana into this. It's called prana pratishtha. So this is a living goddess here. And so she used to protect her. Even Swami Vivekananda, when he used to visit Holy Mother never spoke directly to the male devotees. She used to whisper what she wanted to say to either Golap Ma or Yogin Ma. And Golap Ma, she had a very loud voice, like that stentorian voice. She used to loudly declare what Mother has said. So Swamiji, he went to make pranams to her. Imagine now Swami Vivekananda, he himself was so great. So he goes, offers his salutations to Holy Mother and saying, when Swamiji asks Holy Mother for her blessings, then Golap Ma, she whispered to Golap Ma. Golap Ma says, "Mother says that the Master is always with you. You have many more things to accomplish for the welfare of the world." So that was Mother's message conveyed through Golap Ma. And she used to invariably, as I say it such in a loud voice that everybody could hear it. So that was a, you can say, loud, that stentorian voice. She was also, as you say, intimidating to many people, and that's why she was criticized. But she met her match with Girish Ghosh. Once Holy Mother had returned from her native place and she was tired, and Golap Ma's job was to protect Holy Mother. She was a guardian. And Girish Ghosh goes and saying, "Oh my God, Girish," she's saying, in his words, in her own words, "My words beat a retreat, Girish, before your grotesque devotion. You have come to see the Master," you say, "see the Mother, but she is so tired. Without giving her a chance to rest, you are here to torture her." Girish said, "You are surely a boisterous woman. I thought that Mother's heart would melt by seeing her children's faces after a long time. And this woman, Golap Ma, is teaching me devotion to the Mother." And Girish Ghosh was, he was a dramatist, he was an actor, he was a playwright, he was a genius. And he used all the abusive languages to Golap Ma. And Golap Ma burst into tears. And she runs to Holy Mother and saying, see, this is what Girish Ghosh tells me. Mother also takes Girish's side. She says, "I warned you not many times about criticizing my children. So there." So this was Golap Ma. And as we've seen, Holy Mother says, but Golap has attained perfection through japa. This is Holy Mother herself has said, one can attain perfection through japa, japat siddhi. And she says, Golap Ma has attained perfection through japa. Like as if Golap Ma has authenticated Mother's, you can see, words. Though she was extremely orthodox, her mind was pure. And she wasn't too fastidious about, this orthodox thing about cleaning, washing clothes, cleaning this, that, and all this. So here, Holy Mother says, she was extremely, you can say, tough. At the same time, she was pure, she was outspoken. But her heart always pined for Holy Mother. It's like, she was so attached to first Sri Ramakrishna. And then from there, she shifted her attachment, spiritual attachment to Holy Mother. Holy Mother passed away on July 21, 1920. And Golap Ma lived for 4 years after that. She continued her service as well, as usual, in the shrine. But she missed Holy Mother. She had a little heart trouble and some minor complications, and gradually her health began to fail. One day, Golap Ma told some women devotees, Yogin, that is Swami Yogananda, passed away in the bright fortnight. I'll pass away in the dark one. There's the phase of the moon, the bright, the waxing and the waning. That's it. A few days before death, she said to a monk, it seems to me that this body will not last long. And she says, quite often I see a little girl wearing an ochre cloth like this color and with the Rudraksha beads. Rudraksha is those rosary beads. And carrying a trident in her hand. She comes out from my body, and when I look at my body, it seems to be dead. Now this is very significant because Sri Ramakrishna also used to see the Divine Mother dressed like a little girl, 9 or 10 years old, with a ochre cloth, with a trident, etc. Sometimes he has seen this in Dakshineshwar as well as also in Kalighat. Holy Mother also is. So the Divine Mother has many forms. So this is one of her forms. So this was an intimation of giving up of the body. She died on December 19th, 1924 at 8 p.m. The body was cremated on the bank of the Ganges. That is considered very auspicious. Holy Mother says that she is my Vijaya. Mother Durga has 2 gatekeepers, as it were. One was Golap Ma. She considered Golap Ma as one of them. And the other was Yogin Ma. They were both the guardian of Holy Mother. Durga has these 2, Jaya and Vijaya. Soon after her death, Dr. Bipin Ghosh came to see her, not knowing that she had passed away. And Swami Shardananda, who was there, who was the keeper of the house, he's saying, oh, the bird has flown away. Oh, flown away. And then the doctor says, can you tell me where her soul has gone? Swami Shardananda said, oh, it's gone to the master. So during one of her visits to Benares, Varanasi is the place where they say, Kashi Maranat Mukti. If you die in Kashi, you're liberated. Whatever you are. Holy Mother was asked, does liberation is conferred to even these lower beings? And Holy Mother said, yes. We think only we are superior beings. So there, Golap Ma had told Holy Mother, I don't want liberation, I want to be with you. The Holy Mother had replied, you are a fool. Don't you know that liberation is the Master's real nature? So this is a lesson for all of us. You know what Sri Ramakrishna is? People are, oh, Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna. And what is Sri Ramakrishna? You come to Sri Ramakrishna you're coming towards liberation. The very nature of an avatar is liberation, because an avatar comes to liberate people. If that was not true, there's no need for an avatar. The people don't have the strength to even liberate themselves. And they claim they are the great avatars. So this is the work of an avatar. So Holy Mother, by saying that the nature of, the real nature of Sri Ramakrishna is liberation, moksha. If you have come to Sri Ramakrishna, you are going to be free. This is, and I've heard and I've seen hundreds of, even, as I say, ordinary devotees. Ordinary. They've become liberated by coming to Sri Ramakrishna. At the last moment, they see Sri Ramakrishna, they're liberated. So Golap Ma was such thing. She was full of, the biographer, right? She was full of love, devotion, purity, simplicity, unselfishness, non-attachment. She had these remarkable, you can say, qualities, sterling qualities, where people spend lifetimes to attain even one quality, like purity or unselfishness. She was there with all these things. So from her grief at the death of her husband and a son and everything, her parents, etc., that grief had brought her to Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna had pacified her heart, given her shelter, brought her to, drawn her to him, given her visions, showed her the direction, made her Holy Mother's attendant, because she was tall and strong and she could be intimidating to others also. So this is how Sri Ramakrishna's touch transformed Golap Ma. She was just a widow, into a saint. Not just an ordinary saint. You know, we have this person, saint so-and-so, saint so-and-so. These are not these. These are highly mystical, you can say, saints. These saints, these kind of people will move the minds and hearts of millions of people in the future. These people will be object lessons for all of us. How she could, in her short, you can say, attention to details, in the sense of her short span in the day, because she used to meditate a lot, study a lot, and yet that showed how concentrated her mind was. We work, the ordinary work, which may take us maybe 1 hour. If you can concentrate your mind during work, it can be done in half the time. That was what Sri Ramakrishna. And it was not just an ordinary concentration. It was concentration out of love. She worked hard because of the Master, because of the Holy Mother, because everything belonged to them. This was the glorious life of Golap Sundari Devi, the life of beautiful rose. And truly, it's such an inspiring life. She was, by nature outspoken, but she was also very soft. She used to eat very little, and yet she had a great energy, constant energy, that came from her spirituality. She, by her life, has transformed the very world of spirituality. We were under the impression that spirituality is attained by only great looking and tall looking and famous looking monks and etc., etc. Sri Ramakrishna has just simply destroyed this myth. So this is Golap Ma for us. Om, peace, peace, peace. For the questions now? Okay. One question. Yeah. Was Golap Ma ever sweet to the monks or devotees? Oh yeah, she was. Because, you see, spirituality does not make you a bitter person. When she had to state things, she used to state it, but she was not very sophisticated. There was no simulation, like there's no kind of hypocrisy. And maybe I don't want to hurt him, so I'll kind of dilute what I have to say. She wasn't that type. But yeah. Moreover, she had to protect Holy Mother from all the craziness. You see, one of Holy Mother's nieces, she saw Holy Mother, she saw Golap Ma. She had washed the bathrooms, etc. And then generally what happens is, then you take a bath and then you wear fresh clothes and then you come and do your other duties. So one time, this Nalini, she saw Golap Ma, she was washing the bathroom and this and that, and what she did, she just washed the hands and feet and changed her clothes, and she comes and sits down and starts cutting vegetables. What is this? You should go and take a bath and then come back and do all this. So Golap Ma, you take a bath. I'm not going to take a bath. If you want to go. And the Holy Mother says, see, her mind is pure. That's why she is not so fastidious about external purity. When you have internal purity, all those kind of things drop off. So she was sweet, of course, but she had to protect the Holy Mother. That is why she had to take care of her. And when Holy Mother used to get in the carriage or even alight from the carriage, Golap Ma always used to hold her hands, help her in, help her out. So you can see that. And oh my God, as I said, to protect the Holy Mother, knowing who she is, oh my God. How do you harmonize this knowledge that you have, that she is the divine mother of the universe, and yet you've got to guard her, protect her from all the crazies. So this was, so she had harmonized both these aspects in her. That speaks of her great spirituality. Very difficult. We have seen, I've seen so many people and they feel so elevated. There was one monk who used to feel so elevated, and then he had a duty every day in the night class to read some passage of the scripture. And he used to try to read, and sometimes it used to go off. Sometimes he couldn't see the words, sometimes he couldn't recognize the words sometimes, and sometimes he used to just keep quiet. And we understood, and we used to wait for that, for his mind to slowly come down. And then he used to kind of read a little. And then he used to. So I asked him, saying, I have to bring my mind down. It's very difficult to do all these ordinary tasks, But then I say, imagine how Golap Ma used to work then. With all that elevated, lofty mind of hers, and yet to come down to the details, rolling 100 betel leaves, and not only that, the stems of the betel, you can say leaves, is a small stem. She used to cut it and feed it to the guinea pigs, which were there, the pets. She never used to waste even one of them. So that was attention to detail. So she was sweet, and in her presence, the ordinary people used to feel intimidated, of course. But then, that was her job. Oh, what is the name of the book? The name of the book is They Lived with God by Swami Satyamayananda. So what I do is I can take a synopsis of things. So if you want to read it, it's a very inspiring book. They lived with God. Okay. Yeah.
I'm curious, how did Yogin Ma and she get along?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting combination.
Very interesting. Yogin Ma was short and sweet and, quiet, and Golap Ma was always that with the stentorian voice and, kind of pushing and pulling. But both were required. Both complemented each other. So Holy Mother sometimes needed Golap Ma and sometimes she needed Yogin Ma. So, Holy Mother, that also makes how she could hold both these types of personalities in her love. We like to love only one type of person. The person should be like this, and the person is slightly different. No. We like a love tailored. So that's what. So Holy Mother used to love everybody. Everybody. Including the sinners and the prostitutes and everybody, the homeless, everybody used to feel her love equally. So Golap Ma is like nothing. So she could bring all these things together. So this book is available in almost all our centers. You could order it from here or from anywhere. So you have any more questions?
Is there any commentary on how Golap Ma overcame her attachment with Holy Mother itself?
She never overcame her attachment, because that attachment is divine attachment. When you talk of attachment, you attach to the world. And to detach yourself from the world, you need to have an attachment to the divine. So once you attach yourself there, this thing automatically drop off. And if you are attached to the Holy Mother, that's liberation. Why should we kind of care? What happens is, the idea is, see, when you're serving somebody or attached to a person, you're with that person constantly. Your mind takes the form of that person because you're constantly thinking of that person. The mind in Vedanta takes the form of what you think. So thinking of the mother, of her service, etc., the mind had taken the form. Attachment is like that. It had become perfect. The mind had become one with the Divine Mother. Though she had a separate personality that was helping Holy Mother. So when you get attached to Holy Mother, which is divine, that's liberation. And she says, I don't want liberation, I want you. And she knew who she was. Could you please tell us how much she felt about the divinity of Holy Mother? Well, now it's the same thing, when Sri Ramakrishna said that she is Saraswati, she is the goddess of wisdom. She has taken a human form to confer knowledge on beings. So for us, we have to constantly repeat it over and over, remind ourselves over and over. That's the Divine Mother. But for people like Golap Ma and all, for them it was spontaneous. That once, and a person like Sri Ramakrishna saying those words get drilled into the heart. So she knew Holy Mother was the Divine Mother of the universe. How much she felt? Boy, she was. And that's why I said she knew who she was, and yet she kept on working for her. Okay. No more questions here. So we can stop here today. So before we can sign off, we have on Sunday coming up the immeasurable Buddha. That is the topic. We'll be speaking on the life of the Buddha and the state of Buddha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.